Somalia is a country located on the east coast of Africa, forming the shape of a horn. The country was known as the land of gods to the ancient Egyptians, the land of the tallest men to the ancient Persians, the land of cinnamon to the ancient Greeks, the land of aromatics to the ancient Romans, and the land of the unicorn to the ancient Chinese.
Welcome. I'm reacting with this video about Somalia with the name Somali Enterprise. I have watched many people around the world who reacted. Thanks to them, many of them reacted this video from America, from Europe, from Africa, from Asia. I want to thank them, all of you. Thank you very much for taking the time and learning and and letting other people to learn. This video is talking about Somalia. I am from Somalia and I want to react and also thank to those people who reacted, including some Somalis. But most of the people would not understand what is meant some of the places or the armies or the struggle or other things which include in this story. I'm trying my best to clarify what are those names and how we sorry how we uh, how we understand those names and how can we let other people understand as well. For example, many people had relation with Somali. Those people who are in Africa, they had relation with Somalis. Other people who are in Europe, like Romans and Greek, who are in Europe or who are at that time in Europe, they had also relationships. That is how they know, and that is how they give a name or call them. For example, the story says Somalia is in Africa and it has a shape like a horn. That is Horn of Africa. So in Horn of Africa, we are neighbors with Kenya, Ethiopia, Djibouti, and us Somalis, and Uganda, and Tanzania first, then Uganda. And so the horn is our area, which looks like seven. The Greeks knew Somalis as the land of the tallest man, and the Egyptians, they knew it the land of the goddess, though they at that time believed in God, many goddess. We as Somalis, we believe only one God, so it's true. It is the land of God. Every land, all the world, many people live or we live on, is the land of God. That is how I see it. And Romans knew it as the land of the frankincense, and others knew it, or the Chinese knew it as the land of the unicorn. So unicorns are myth. Nobody have seen a unicorn or heard about unicorn, but we, as we are Muslim and we believe in Islamic religion, we know what we call, or Islam call, is Bureha, which is some kind of creature that Allah created that can travel from land to the highest place in the heaven. So we believe Bureha, but we don't know what unicorn is or the existence of unicorn. So some people knew it, the Chinese, For example, they knew it, our land, that with that name, the land of the land of the unicorn, and everybody knew that country had a name for it. So that was the starting of the story, where Somalia is or was, and who had relation with them, who had contacts with them, and what they thought about Somalis. So we go a little bit further, and I'll continue.
The unicorn to the ancient Chinese. Frankincense, one of the gifts of the biblical three wise kings, came from ancient Somalia. To this day, the Roman Catholic Church still sources all of its incense exclusively from Somalia.
Yeah, exactly. And the Catholic uh, people, or the Catholic people, or this say the Italians, where the Vatican is, the Vatican usually get this the frankincense inclusively from our country. That is what is said here. We go further.
Which remains the world's largest producer. Ancient Somalis were the first to domesticate camels in 2500 BC and spread it to ancient Egypt and the Middle East. Somalia today still has more camels than any country on earth.
Okay, this time is talking about the domesticating of camels. We are the first people who domesticated, as they say. That's what they said. Camels, and pass it through other places, or brought to other places like Egyptian times. There, the people who in there also could use it, and we have the largest number of camels in our land, which we use the camel's milk. We drink the camel's milk, and we use as a food, and we eat the camel's meat, and it has other useful things for us. For example, it's like it carries heavy people, so it's like transportation. We use as a transportation to move from place to another place. We go further.
In the valleys of Somalia, 5,000-year-old rock paintings depict one of the oldest while the most famous horse in Somalia wore protective armor, also an important unit in the cavalries of medieval Somali kingdoms. The horsemen in the kingdom of Adal, for example, wore protective armor for themselves. In the valleys of Somalia, 5,000-year-old rock paintings depict one of the oldest horse riding cultures in the world.
Alright, the rock in the valleys of our country depicts or shows a picture of a horse, and he's saying that is where the first time ever used horses or horse riding.
Horses were also an important unit in the cavalries of medieval Somali kingdoms. The horsemen in the kingdom of Adal, for example, wore protective armor for themselves and their horses, while the most famous horse in Somali history belonged to the Dervish king.
And using of horses, he said the kingdoms that were in my land for that ancient times, for that long ancient times, used horses, like the kingdom of Adal. So Adal is a kingdom that fought with Europeans, and Adal is the only kingdom who defeated a European colonist and fighters who attacked our land, and also killed some famous Europeans who wanted to colonize our country. And the most famous horse in horse using kingdoms, such as the Adal, or as we call it, Arlia in our language, the Adal kingdom, and also the other kingdom which came a little bit after that or before that, I can't say it exactly, which is the Dervish as they call it, but we don't call Dervish in our land, we call Darwish. That means horse riders or the cavalries. Thank you.
The oldest surviving sewn ship in the world is the Somali Bedouin ship. It was historically used to ship important quantities of spices across the ancient world. Strabo credits the cinnamon people of ancient Somalia to be the first with the knowledge of the monsoons. The Somali people are one of the